SAGA&GPS cave exploration team presents the exploration of Ansus Cave, Portugal. For this exploration I use dual side mount rebreather flex tool. The cave is narrow and in some places I need to place one of my rebreathers in front of me. When I reached 120 meters of the depth and the total decompression time became more than 3 hours, I placed the habitat. The exploration distance by now is 418 meters and the maximum depth is 169 meters. 7 hours of diving. The first 300 meters of the distance till the depth 120 meters, the cave is totally vertical almost all the time. It's very challenging to be upside down, put the line, and in some narrow places to place one of my rebreathers in front of me and being upside down to pass restrictions. After 200 meters of vertical passage on the depth 75 meters, I found the riverbed. I'm checking the direction of the current of the underwater river. In this point it became very clear that I reached the underwater river, and the vertical passage which I used to reach this place is just a small narrow passage of the huge underwater river. From this point the real exploration began. That vertical passage which I used, it was well explored 20 years ago by French and Portuguese cave divers. Their last exploration point was when they reached the riverbed. They put something like 20 meters of the cave line in the direction of the downstream. I repeated their way, refreshed the cave line, but decided to explore firstly upstream. From that intersection, on the depth 75 meters, where the vertical passage meets the underwater river, the depth in the direction of upstream goes down and down quickly. As you can see, I continue my way vertically upside down. The only thing that the diameter of the passages became much bigger than in that vertical passage from the surface till the depth 75 meters. Anyway, on my way down, it was one more restriction which I passed with one mount rebreather position. You can see this restriction now, and before penetration I really thought twice should I do it or not, because it's really narrow and it was very challenging to go down sideways, putting the line and keeping one rebreather in front of me. The depth is 100 meters now. One more vertical passage in front of me, and I'm going down with my head down in absolutely free fall. This underwater river was million years ago in a canyon. During that period of time, the edges of the canyon, because of the erosion, dropped down, buried the underwater river, but the river is still here. The pressure of the water in winter time is so big that the river drilled the holes to the surface, and that vertical passage which I used to reach the underwater river, it's just one of as minimum as 3 other vertical passages. So the real Ansus cave is this underwater river, not that small narrow passage on the surface, which people call as Ansus. One more hole with a depth 135 meters already. One drop down through one hole changes another drop, increasing the depth quickly. It seems that every next hole is bigger than the previous one. From this point,
what I can see, the cave goes still down, but the depth increases not so rapidly like it was before. One more constriction here. The cave turns right, and I can see an amazing picture.
The cave changes the behavior here, and round form of passage comes to oval.
From this point, the cave goes slowly down, and the passage is big enough for scootering. But the problem is for the future exploration how to bring a scooter here. It takes quite a lot of energy and time, and for sure it should be a support diver who bring the scooter and even two to this depth. And after I come and take scooter and do a push dive to continue this exploration. This is one more challenge for the future exploration. The only scooter on the market which can be used for these purposes on this depth, deeper 150 meters, with possibility to leave the scooter for, let's say, 2 weeks of the exploration period, is Seacraft Ghost. I have already talked with the producer, and they accepted the possibility to leave a scooter or even two. I have them for this depth with so long exposition time on the bottom. The way which I did from the depth 135 meters till the last point of my exploration on the depth 169 meters, it's around 150 meters, so two ways it's 300 meters, and in the meaning of saturation of the inner gas, it's already a big load for the body without scooter, because I need to work a lot with my legs on this already quite big depth. For this exploration I did 6 dives to reach my last exploration point. Every dive was longer and deeper, of course. To continue this exploration, it can be stupidly dangerous to do it without scooter. It's already takes 40 minutes with quickly swimming to reach the last exploration point, and it takes time to place the line further. So my last dive was 7 hours of in total with decompression time. I spent 23 minutes deeper than 100 meters of depth, 16 minutes deeper than 150 meters of depth, and deeper than 160 meters I was 7.5 minutes. After around 50 meters of swimming between the depth 150 meters and 165 meters, the cave goes narrower.
There is a T intersection here. There are two passages, and I want to see firstly the right passage.
I swim to that direction slowly, thinking about the size of the hole. It seems as quite narrow.
I go there, but unfortunately in 10 meters I see the dead end. So go back.
I reached the T intersection.
What I can see that in the left lower passage there is a restriction and the depth is 165 meters. I'm really thinking if it's worth or not to penetrate. It's really challenging to be on this depth and to have a restriction in front of you. It's enough stress for me for today. I cut the line on the depth 169 meters of depth and go back. In front of me 5.5 hours of decompression with a total dive time 7 hours.